Good morning. Thank you for being here and being the first group early in the morning. My name is Mayra. I am an urban planner and a research consultant. I am a co-founder of Reimagine Group, which is a small communication and research consultancy that focuses on next generation urban initiatives. Much of my work as an urban planner focuses on community engagement. About 4 years ago, I became interested in the relation between digital technology with civic engagement. So in the next 9 minutes, I'll try to summarize very quickly what are some of the trends that I found. I'm curious to see if anyone in the room recognizes what this is. So if you've worked with community engagement, this will look very familiar. This is out from a 1969 paper by Sherry Arnstein called The Ladder of Citizen Participation. So what she does is she creates a spectrum of different forms of engagement, going on one end from no participation, on the other end to citizen control. So I found this as a very useful framework to think about what is it that we're achieving with digital engagement. And I took the freedom to create my own ladder of citizen participation through technology. So right now I'm going to go and give you some examples of how different techniques can be used to move people along upper levels of the ladder. At the first level, I have Discover, and this is where much of the creative visualization of urban data, I believe, comes in. I believe that visualization of crowdsourced data has played a role in increasing our collective identity. The image that you see on the screen, it shows 4 square check-ins in San Francisco for the last 3 months. Aside from being a beautiful and striking image, this visualization speaks of the city as a system. The image aggregates millions of individual stories unified into a unified whole and reminds us that we are part of a larger community. Similarly, this visualization shows the location of SMS instant messages sent during New Year's Eve in Amsterdam. This was created by an artist called Aaron Coblin for the Sensible City Lab. Seeing each personal message of New Year turn into a dot, into a massive image creates a sense of the city as an aggregated whole. The images spark curiosity and invite questions. And here is an exploratory project I collaborated with some friends a number of years ago. It was the first time I started working with data artists. Tender Voice, Tender Noise was the name of the larger project. It was an experimental project aimed at documenting oral histories and noise in the Tenderloin neighborhood in San Francisco. I helped develop the concept next to a group of friends from different firms, including our friend Shah from Stamen. Something that I loved about the process is to see that my friends coming from a variety of different backgrounds, including acoustic engineers, civil engineers, and designers were turning their eyes into the community. Going up on the level of engagement, I have the idea of play. And especially in the past 3 years, I have seen an explosion of games that blend the digital and the physical realm. Many of these games encourage participants to step out of their comfort zone, explore the city, and interact with strangers. These games offer an opportunity for recreation while helping build a communal civic spirit. So Battle Paris, or as they will call it as we will call it here, Battle Paris, uses the metaphor of the conquest to get people to explore the city. To play, you download an app and register as a soldier for one of the districts. Your goal and the goal of your army is to conquer the rest of the city by checking in on every neighborhood. Along a similar line, there's a game, Le Monopoly, which was developed by my friend Chaj. The goal of the game is to build a community around local produce. To get points, you must tweet a photo that shows that you have completed one of the many lemon-related challenges proposed on their website. So if we keep moving up to the letter into the realm of activism, I have the area that I call Speak Out. And someone, when saw this slide, was joking that was an appropriate image, speaking out, that should be right out. And it's true, many ways the way that we are interacting is by writing messages and using platforms for communicating. So the first one that I want to show is What If Cities. What If City is a free platform developed by a group in Spain called Ecosistema Urbano. Through this application, people can note in blue something that they like about their community or a positive idea that they have, and in red, something that they find is wrong. Along a similar line, we have Shareabouts, which is an open source web app for crowdsourced mapping. It can be used to gather public input in the form of thoughts, comments, and suggestions. So the image that we have here is showing location of dangerous intersections, and I believe this is in Brooklyn. I think later today we're going to be hearing from Ushahidi, which is also has done great work providing a platform for crowdsourced mapping. And I also wanted to show something that happened very recently. This was on Tuesday, which was also my birthday. There was a game proposed by the Institute of the Future, which was open for 24 hours only. It is called Connected Citizens. So Connected Citizens is an interactive platform where people can suggest ideas or build on other people's ideas about the role that citizens can play in the provision of public services. Something that I found interesting about this platform is that if you see on the right, there is a scoring system. So you get more points for building on other people's ideas. And I found, even though there's no prize at the end, I found it to be incredibly addictive. And I found myself being very competitive, trying to be one of the top contributors. So if you can see very little, I got to be in number 19, and I was feeling very proud of it, even though it's something that is only lasting for one day. So now you know what I do to celebrate my birthday. Another form of citizen engagement that data is enabling is prototyping. And this is something that the open data initiatives in many cities has made possible. In 2011, the Gray Area Foundation for the Arts, or GAFFTA, organized one of the first civic hackathons in San Francisco. During this event, a combination of city staff, developers, and people from a range of skills formed teams and worked together to develop prototypes for new public services. Since then, the movement has spread like wildfire. Last year, my partners at Reimagine Group and I had the opportunity of working on the first civic hackathon in Singapore. It was called Urban Prototyping, and the two examples that you see there are examples of the types of applications that came out after one weekend exploration of data. Something that was unique about going through this experience in Singapore is that we were able to get both the government and public companies to open their data for the first time and allow people to use it to create something new. And I also had another birthday present. Last Tuesday, the White House made an announcement declaring June 1st as the National Day of Civic Hacking. So if this is something that you're interested in, go to, I believe the website is National Day of Civic Hacking, and you can find a number of upcoming hackathons that you can sign up to. And to end, I want to show you a couple of examples of where data visualization and mapping and online platforms has been used by citizens to drive change in their communities. In some cases, it's to address some of the most severe problems in society. This is a photo. The photo below is something I took in my home city of Caracas, and this is a slum called Petare. There's a woman called Rosario Giusti who works with ESRI Venezuela, and for the past 11 years, She has been working on mapping the location of the slums, where the houses are, and creating both 3D and 2D maps of the slum. These are areas that were developed spontaneously by the city, and before these, there were no maps or way of knowing what was really happening. The map on the right shows how these maps that she's creating are being used by the government to help plan infrastructure and help determine where can you bring different services like water or new electricity lines. And this beautiful image that we have here is 1 out of 555 pages listing foreclosed properties in Detroit. I believe the list at the time in 2011, there were over 13,000 properties listed, and they were going for auction. So if you were interested in purchasing a property, you would have to go through a pretty hefty document that looked like this. Needless to say, the first round of auctions wasn't very successful, and very few of the properties got sold, partially due to the complicated process of going through it. So a small group of civic hackers in Detroit, they're called Loveland Technologies, they mapped all of the properties and created an online tool that helps small buyers navigate the auction. So for each of these, you can zoom into a map, click into a dot, and it would pull an image from Google Street View so that you can see the property and have the information. They were also serving as a community platform for people to have comments and have discussions about each property. So I know I've only got to scratch the surface, but I hope I was able to give you a sense of the many different ways of how information technology is helping people engage in multiple forms with cities. Thank you.